Welcome to LeVy Stories, where real-life stories come to life. If you're fascinated by true, emotional, and surprising stories, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Your support motivates me to keep sharing these unforgettable stories with you. Now, let's dive into today's story. Never did I envision that my journey would bring me to this exquisite moment. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camila, a woman of 38 years, married to the charming and accomplished Gabriel, whose prowess in business is as captivating as his presence. He is consumed by his work, his hours devoted to lengthy business trips or engrossing meetings. Tethered to his phone and computer screens, I have always been his steadfast supporter, fully aware of the weight he carries in his endeavors. Yet, each time he departs from our shared sanctuary or immerses himself in his endeavors, an alluring pang of longing and solitude washes over me. Our beloved son, Liam, has blossomed into a charming young man of 20 years. Liam finds the notion of constraint stifling, forever yearning for the sweet embrace of freedom. After 2 years of college, Liam made the bold choice to leave his studies behind and pursue work. Although my family is quite well off and could easily support him, he secured a position at a charming grocery store just a stone's throw from our abode. Toiling diligently and often returning home at noon to indulge in a brief respite. Do indulge in subscribing to my channel, allowing me to weave more enchanting true tales just for you. Be sure to indulge in this video until the very last moment, for the tale that unfolds is bound to captivate your heart and imagination. This summer was particularly sultry. The warmth seemed to permeate through every crevice of the door, enveloping the entire house in a sultry embrace. On a seemingly ordinary morning, Gabriel departed for work, his mind entangled in the allure of his bustling agenda. The house fell into a hushed stillness as he decisively shut the door, leaving me to revel in the solitude that enveloped the expansive room. Liam continued to grace the store with his presence during the morning hours, often returning home just as the clock struck noon. The sun hung majestically in the sky, casting a warm glow that enveloped the yard in a tantalizing embrace. I perched by the window, my heart heavy as I gazed into the distance, when the soft echo of footsteps announced Liam's arrival. The door swung open, and he stepped inside, beads of sweat glistening on his forehead, his t-shirt hugging his form enticingly. "Mom, the heat today is simply unbearable," Liam remarked as he set the bag of snacks down. My heart swelled with a rush of unspoken feelings. Liam glided over to the refrigerator, retrieved a chilled bottle of water, and settled into the embrace of the old wooden chair. The atmosphere settled into a familiar hush, punctuated only by the gentle whir of the ceiling fan and the delicate rhythm of water droplets cascading from the chilled bottle onto the floor. We lingered in a hush, each lost in our reveries under the sultry embrace of summer's warmth. The afternoon's heat enveloped me, a sultry embrace that became too much to bear. In search of relief, I slipped away to the shower, hoping the cascading water would wash away the oppressive warmth. As I glided toward the bathroom, the alluring sound of running water beckoned me closer. I took a few more steps and noticed the bathroom door slightly open, a delicate sliver of light spilling through the narrow gap. Inviting and mysterious, before me stood Liam, illuminated by the cascading water, his form bare and captivating. Though I was his mother, I was startled by an unfamiliar sense of discomfort, a moment that made me confront how deeply loneliness had begun to cloud my judgment. My heart raced, as though it were on the brink of escaping the confines of my chest. In a moment of uncertainty, I found myself captivated, unable to move. Liam remained lost in the warm embrace of the shower, blissfully oblivious to my presence. As I stood there, captivated by the intimacy of that fleeting moment, the warmth coursing through me was not solely a result of the sultry weather. Rather, it felt as though an enigmatic force was awakening within, enveloping my heart in a tantalizing embrace. In that moment, words eluded me, and the swirling mix of confusion and embarrassment urged me to slip away discreetly, lest I be unveiled. Yet, as I gracefully stepped back, my foot inadvertently brushed against the mop, sending it tumbling to the floor with an unexpected clatter. The unexpected noise sent a thrill of panic coursing through me. My heart fluttered with a delicious tension as I hurried back to the living room, praying that Liam remained blissfully unaware of my arrival. As I settled into the chair, my heart raced with fervor, each breath quickening, and a delightful tremor coursed through my body, as if I had just emerged from a thrilling escapade. The sound of the mop hitting the floor resonated in my mind, inciting a subtle fear that Liam might remember or notice something unusual. Yet, the house lingered in a hushed stillness. The silence from the bathroom was palpable, a hush that hinted at secrets untold. I endeavored to soothe my restless heart, yet the tempest within refused to quiet. The vision of Liam, bare and unguarded, lingered in my thoughts, both captivating and provocative. In that fleeting instant, an undeniable spark ignited within me, stirring emotions I had long kept hidden away. The intertwining sensations of shame and guilt enveloped me, leaving a delightful confusion and a hint of worry in their wake. I rose and wandered through the living room, attempting to banish the tantalizing image from my thoughts. Yet it persistently lingered, a tantalizing specter that stirred my unease. The gentle trickle of water ceased, and moments later, Liam emerged from the steamy sanctuary. Liam walked out of the bathroom, towel in hand, unaware that I had been startled by the sound of something falling nearby. Catching the light in a mesmerizing dance, I stole a fleeting glance at him, then turned away with intention, evading Liam's gaze. Yet, I found it impossible to conceal the turmoil within my heart. Liam's gaze lingered on me for a heartbeat before a subtle smile graced his lips. "Mother, did you catch that whisper in the air? I believe something has just tumbled down." I endeavored to maintain a steady tone, despite the subtle tremor that betrayed my composure. Mother has let the mop slip from her grasp, but all is well. After uttering those words, I distinctly sensed the alluring tremor they carried. With a swift turn of my face, I concealed the flutter of anxiety and the blush of embarrassment. Liam merely shrugged, his demeanor casual, before retreating to his room, the door whispering shut behind him. The house was once more enveloped in a heavy, tantalizing silence. Yet, my thoughts were far from tranquil. The warmth coursing through my body intertwined with the sultry summer air, and the lingering vision of Liam, leaving me suspended between reality and a tempest of forbidden thoughts that dared to surface. I sank into the chair, my fingers entwined in my hair, desperately attempting to banish the tantalizing visions that danced in my thoughts. "Camilla, what delightful mischief are you up to?" I found myself ensnared in a web of self-reproach, my inner voice whispering sweetly yet hauntingly, laced with fear and a touch of shame. Despite my efforts to regain composure, from that moment on, my gaze upon Liam transformed entirely. I found myself lost in a haze of confusion. And even more so, I found myself ensnared in this whirlwind of tantalizing yet perplexing feelings. The hours slipped away, and the dawn broke with a familiar cadence. Gabriel, as was his custom, settled at the table for breakfast with a sense of urgency, his gaze captivated by the glow of his phone screen, eagerly perusing each email and message that beckoned for his attention. I delicately arranged the table for breakfast, striving to maintain a composed demeanor, even as a wave of melancholy washed over me at the news of his impending week-long business trip. Even though I had become accustomed to Gabriel's busy schedule, every time he announced his impending departure, my heart would inevitably sink, a wave of desolation enveloping me like a shadow. "Fear not, my dear," Gabriel assured with a hurried tone, a charming smile gracing his lips as he rose from his seat and made his exit from the house. The soft click of the door shutting lingered in the air, allowing the room to succumb to a tantalizing hush. Liam sat across from me, delicately swirling the coffee in his cup, his gaze a blend of weariness and contemplation. As Gabriel departed, Liam lifted his gaze, his eyes seeking a touch of understanding and warmth. "Mother, I have a delightful week free from the shop's demands. Shall we escape together on a delightful adventure? It feels like ages since our family has ventured out together, creating memories under the stars." I offered a wistful smile, shaking my head gently, a flicker of longing dancing in my gaze. "Your father appears to be quite occupied. He's away on a business trip for an entire week this time." There was a certain melancholy in Liam's gaze, his lips pressed together as if concealing a secret longing. He offered no further words, merely inclined his head with a subtle grace before rising to tend to the dishes that lay scattered across the table. I could distinctly sense Liam's yearning for a genuine family getaway, free from the shadows of work and the ache of separation. After breakfast, an intimate silence enveloped the house, leaving only the two of us to share the space. I found myself pondering the time that had slipped away since I last had the opportunity to sit quietly with Liam, to truly absorb the depths of his thoughts, the nuances of his feelings, and the allure of his dreams. Life had whisked us away into a whirlwind of obligations, leaving little room to pause and truly gaze into one another's eyes. We lingered in the living room, the gentle caress of the cool breeze wafting in through the half-open window, infusing the space with a hint of fresh air and whispered secrets. Gentle rays of sunlight danced through the curtains, leaving a warm embrace of light upon the carpet below. "Darling mother, there is so much I wish to share with you," Liam declared, his voice resonating with a newfound depth and maturity. "Whatever it may be, do share it with me. I am fully attentive." I smiled, my gaze soft and inviting as I looked at him, urging him on with a subtle allure. He started to weave tales of ordinary life, the charm of the shop, amusing patrons, and delightful surprises that brought laughter to his days. I listened with rapt attention, sensing that I had uncovered a fragment of the bond that had slowly slipped away through the passage of time. Liam's eyes sparkled with delight as he reminisced about our enchanting moments, igniting a delightful warmth within my heart. Time slipped away effortlessly, and I found myself completely captivated by our exchange, as if the space that once separated us had vanished in this blissful instant. I playfully remarked, "You're quite impressive. Have you ever considered having a girlfriend?" "Mother, I can't help but notice the way the young ladies in our neighborhood gaze at me as I stroll by." Liam's laughter rang out, his eyes glimmering with a delightful mischief. "Darling mother, let us indulge in a leisurely conversation about that, shall we?" With a playful glint in his eye, he expressed his desire to prioritize work over all else. Our conversation flowed effortlessly as we reminisced about cherished moments from the past. The delightful family picnics when Liam was just a child, or the mischievous antics that earned him gentle reprimands from Gabriel and me. Then the entire family erupted in laughter, the atmosphere alive with enchanting tales, as if the clock had rewound to those blissful moments of yesteryear. As the hours slipped away, the midday sun poured through the window, casting a golden glow that enveloped the room in a warm embrace. My heart fluttered, as though the unseen chasm separating Liam and me had been bridged by an intoxicating blend of affection and unspoken connection. A hush enveloped the room, the clock's hands gracefully nearing the hour of noon. In the hushed atmosphere, both mother and son found themselves enveloped in a delicate silence, each lost in their own intimate reveries. Yet, the air surrounding us had transformed, enveloping us in a warmth that drew us nearer, creating a serene intimacy like never before. In an unexpected moment, Liam's gaze locked onto mine, and he posed a question that rendered me utterly speechless, caught in the allure of uncertainty. "Mother, did you happen to catch a glimpse of my bath yesterday?" My heart raced, and a warm blush crept across my cheeks as that question lingered in the air. My lips felt parched, silenced by the weight of unspoken desires. Liam's gaze bore into me, a captivating blend of curiosity and patience, as if he were savoring the moment, urging me to respond without allowing too much time for contemplation. "In truth, I was aware of your gaze yesterday, yet I chose to feign ignorance, savoring the thrill of the moment." As that confession reached my ears, my heart tightened, caught in a delightful mix of embarrassment and concern. Whispers of tumult danced through my mind. Liam was aware, yet he chose to remain silent until this very moment. Even though I tried to make a sound, every word felt trapped in my throat. As our gazes intertwined, an enchanting and unexplainable connection sparked between us. Just as I was poised to share my thoughts, Liam's voice cut through the tension, shattering the delicate stillness that enveloped us. "Dearest mother, my affection for you runs deep." Liam's voice caressed the air, a blend of softness and unwavering resolve. "I care for you deeply, Liam, perhaps too deeply at times. But that affection is rooted in confusion, not truth. We are family, and we must remember that." Liam's unexpected revelation left me breathless. My heart is a tempest of emotions, a delightful surprise intertwined with a hint of worry, and an elusive feeling that dances just beyond my grasp. For a brief instant, time appeared to pause. His gaze was unwavering, a magnetic pull that held me captive. Those eyes held a depth that whispered of both earnestness and a tantalizing glimmer of hope. I found myself in a hushed reverie, grappling with the undeniable truth that had just unfurled before me. My heart danced with a delightful thrill, and I struggled to articulate the sensation as Liam's words wove through my thoughts. "Mother, you asked if I wanted a girlfriend, but deep down, it's only you that I long for." A delicious tension enveloped me, my heart racing with fervor. It had been ages since I felt this intoxicating sensation. In a moment of unexpected bewilderment, I found myself lost in a whirlwind of emotions, searching for the right words amidst the enchanting stillness that enveloped us. Liam leaned in, his gaze filled with concern and warmth, as though he could decipher the depths of my hidden struggles. My heart throbbed with a mix of longing and regret, caught in a web of self-reflection. How could such emotions stir within me after a prolonged distance from intimacy? Was it my fate to embrace a sense of delicacy and youthful exuberance once more? Is this experience for real? I inquired breathlessly, letting the words slip through my quivering lashes. Yet Liam remained silent. Instead, he grasped my hand, its warmth reminiscent of a spring's tender embrace. The warmth in Liam's gaze enveloped me, causing all my thoughts to fade into oblivion. Liam drew me into his warm embrace, his arms encircling me with a possessive tenderness, shielding me from the weight of my worries. The rhythm of his heartbeat enveloped me like a tantalizing whisper, while his breath caressed my ears with a gentle warmth. My heart desires only you. That hushed declaration lingered around me like an enchanting veil of silk. Liam's lips hovered tantalizingly near. A delightful flutter danced within my chest, igniting a thrill of excitement. In that exquisite moment, I realized that no words could convey my emotions as profoundly as the warmth of Liam's embrace. Ever since that day, we struggled with unspoken tensions. I knew I had to restore the emotional boundaries that once defined our bond, as though the outside world had faded into oblivion. From that day forward, an enchanting secret blossomed between us, a thrilling and exquisite connection. Whenever Gabriel departed, the usually serene abode transformed into a realm of fervent whispers and hidden desires. Liam's gaze upon me sparked a fire of intrigue, and I found myself unable to resist that alluring pull between us. The excitement of the door clicking shut, the soft echo of careful footsteps, and the urgency of our embrace made it seem as though we were desperate to keep our secret hidden from prying eyes. In the depths of our hearts, we were acutely aware that this connection was forbidden, destined to unravel into heartache. Yet, in defiance of all logic, we found ourselves hastening into one another's embrace, as if irresistibly attracted to a tantalizing glow that beckoned us closer. In those secretive moments, I was blissfully unaware of the repercussions or the whispers of disapproval. For Liam, the allure of the forbidden grew ever more enticing. Yet, every whispered secret eventually reveals its time to surface. And beneath the surface, I sense that one day, the truth will emerge, sweeping away all that we cherish and cling to. Liam and I navigate our lives in a delicate dance, caught between the allure of passion and the constraints of logic. Each time our gazes meet, a delightful tension lingers, weaving together a tapestry of shyness and unspoken longing. The serendipitous brushes of our skin ignite a delightful turmoil within me, a sweet torment I find impossible to resist each day. We crossed emotional lines that should never have been approached. That guilt stayed with me, urging me to find the strength to restore our relationship as mother and son. One enchanting afternoon, Gabriel returned home sooner than one might have anticipated, the gentle purr of the car coming to a halt in the yard, followed by the soft click of the key turning in the lock, left me breathless, a thrill of anticipation mingling with a hint of trepidation. Liam and I finally parted, our gazes lingering. Filled with a mix of confusion and anticipation, Gabriel entered the room, weariness etched on his face, yet his eyes danced with a restless curiosity. His gaze lingered on Liam and me, a hint of suspicion flickering in his eyes, yet he chose to remain silent. The atmosphere in the room was charged, like a delicate thread poised on the brink of unraveling. I sensed that this enchanting affair could not continue in its current state. The air was thick with an intoxicating tension among the three of us. I found myself at a crossroads, realizing it was time to gracefully extricate myself from a relationship that had veered into troubled waters before it became too late. One enchanting evening, I beckoned Liam to join me on the porch. The soft glow caressed his features, his eyes brimming with unspoken desire. "We cannot continue down this path, Liam," I murmured, my voice trembling with emotion. "My affection for you runs deep, akin to the bond of family, and it feels utterly natural to express it. To pursue anything else would only invite heartache." Liam fell into a contemplative silence. His gaze lowered, a shadow of melancholy gracing his features. At last, he acquiesced, his shoulders relaxing as if freed from an exquisite yet weighty secret. Our affair concluded with a whisper, yet the ache lingered in the depths of our souls. Gabriel remained blissfully unaware of the events that had unfolded. I chose to immerse myself in the warmth of my family, seeking to mend the fragments within and restore the delicate threads of trust that once bound us together. Liam ventured away from home, seeking harmony and the promise of a fresh beginning. I came to understand that the depths of solitude and the yearning for love can lead individuals to make choices that are less than virtuous. The most profound revelation I encountered was the beauty of sincerity and the audacity to embrace one's own emotions. One must let go of irrelevant things to protect what matters. The conclusion evokes a sense of wistfulness and contemplation, yet it also heralds the dawn of healing and the promise of new beginnings. In light of all that I have experienced, I feel compelled to share my thoughts with those who might find themselves navigating similar trials or feelings. What I discovered is the beauty of self-awareness and the allure of embracing solitude. There was a moment when I found myself ensnared in the depths of solitude and yearning. Rather than seeking solace in fleeting encounters, I discovered the importance of embracing my emotions, delving into the reasons behind them, and striving to confront their true origins. Uphold your boundaries and cherish your self-worth with grace. In navigating the complexities of our emotions, I have come to appreciate the exquisite dance of maintaining boundaries within our relationships. Holding yourself and others in high regard can shield you from choices that might lead to lingering regrets. Whispers of intimacy and the allure of understanding are essential. If you find yourself yearning for connection in your relationship, take the bold step to reach out and share your feelings. At times, a candid exchange can dissolve the fog of misinterpretation and weave a more profound bond between souls. Embrace the art of forgiveness and allow yourself to blossom anew. I have stumbled along the way, and the most challenging aspect is confronting the shadows of my regret. Yet, I came to understand that indulging in self-criticism only deepens the turmoil within. Embracing the art of self-forgiveness is the exquisite first step toward healing and gracefully advancing into the future. Treasure the connections that ignite your heart and soul. There is nothing more exquisite than love and intimate connections with those who truly cherish you. I found, do not allow transient feelings to lead you astray. In moments of uncertainty and inner turmoil, pause to gaze into the depths of your soul. Confront your desires and embrace the path that beckons with allure and clarity. I have discovered that true strength lies not just in unwavering resolve, but in the graceful art of knowing when to yield. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this story. If it touched you, don't forget to like and subscribe to LeVy Stories. Your support means the world to me and encourages me to bring more impactful, real-life stories just like this one. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next video.